Thanks,
Uh,
dude.
Yeah, you guys probably don't know this whole story, but before Blotted Science, I really didn't listen to death metal.
Mhm.
You know, I Blotted Science started after Spastic Ink fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if fell apart is the right word, but when it was over, you know, and I wanted to combine to form Blotted Science. I wanted to combine, you know, me, which from the technical, uh, you know, proggy kind of metal thing, and then I wanted to get, you know, heavier side, and so of course that would be death metal,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that was, you know, Alex came from that, and then originally we had Chris Adler
That's right.
That's right.
from
Yeah.
Lamb of God.
How did you link up with Alex? Like, how was that connection made?
Yeah, somebody asked me about this before, and from what I remember, I had a student that was friends with Alex, and you know, Cannibal Corpse. You know, it was real scary for me. I grew up with Scorpions and UFO, and you know, a lot of you guys, you know, you're into the whole death metal thing, but I just really wasn't really, you know, that wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
But when I wanted to, you know, get Blotted Science going, you know, it's like he was like the perfect dude, you know, to do, you know, he's Mr. Cannibal Corpse,
Right.
you know. And I remember I saw a video of those guys. It was on a DVD, Wretched Spawn
Mm-hmm.
was, and they have this song on there called Frantic Disembowelment.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if y'all have seen that video,
Yep, I have.
but holy shit.
Them in the
I mean,
recording
I
studio,
saw-
right?
Yeah, I saw that video and I was like, I gotta get this dude. I don't care if I'm scared of him or whatever. You know? And
Yeah.
so-
That's so funny.
but yeah, I hooked up with him through MySpace, believe it or not, somehow. And
Right.
then that student of mine, his name was Axel, he kind of said, "Hey, yeah, you got to talk to Alex. He's a you know, super cool guy." And I was
Right.
like, "Oh, are you sure?" And I remember I was at lessons, and this was like the early '90s, and somebody brought in a Cannibal Corpse cassette for me to figure out a song, and it was the Eaten Alive or something. What's the name of that?
Eating Back to Life.
Yeah. And I remember the song that stood up to me was called Bloody Chunks. And I was like, your mom's letting you listen to this stuff? This is like a 15-year-old kid.
Right.
I remember
That's like a common misconception,
God.
you know. Most death metal guys you meet are chill, cool guys. you
Yeah.
know?
Well, the main
Very
thing
cool.
with that though is like with Cannibal Corpse and stuff like that. Like we are pretty open to watching a horror movie. You know, it's like it's the norm to watch a horror movie, a scary movie. They just did that like with music. You know, it's a horror movie but music. It's not like we actually want to kill you. You know, it's like telling
Slasher
us a
metal.
scary story like through an
Yeah.
aggressive style of music. So now like, and once you know like all those guys and see where it comes from, they're like the nicest people on earth.
Yeah, Alex is a sweetheart. Alex is
Yeah.
a sweetheart. Every time I met him, he was great.
Yeah, and I went over to Alex's place one time, you know, when we did that temple rehearsal, and he had these two little cute little dogs, you know, and him and his wife out petting their little dogs and stuff. And I'm like, you know, this is the Bloody Chunks guy. You know, but anyways, yeah, back to this story. You know, I had to get a hold of some guys to do this, you know, to do this Blotted Science thing, and so, you know, Alex was like the perfect guy to do it. But when I did that, I had to start listening to death metal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though I hadn't done that before, and so I bought like, you know, 4 or 5 Cannibal Corpse CDs and just started listening to it. And you know, I'm not a big fan of the the Cookie Monster stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But no offense, Anthony. But
all good, dude.
But when we did the Blotted Science stuff, then it's like, you know, then I was getting some people, you know, death metal fans, and I was thinking, I got to get more into this death metal stuff, you know.
Mhm.
And then it came up. This is where I'm headed with this. Then I started getting asked to play guest solos on death metal bands.
Right.
And I'm like, fuck, I'm just not used to this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because the reason I got into it was because I wanted to make another band that combined, you know, proggy techie stuff with death metal.
Mm-hmm.
And so then that's when I started getting more into the death metal stuff. But before Blotted Science, I was not into death metal at all. It just wasn't part of my, what I listened to at that
Right.
time. But yeah, then I was just getting so many opportunities to play on death metal bands, as guest solos and stuff like that. And it was just kind of strange.
Well,
I don't know. I remember talking to Alex about, I'd be listening to the Cannibal Corpse songs, and I was like, when Pat is picking that fast, is he playing triplet 16ths or what is he playing? And I was like, no, I think he's just playing as fast as he can.
Yeah.
The tremolo picking, I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, with me, it's all, timed out and structured and everything. And, I had to learn all of that stuff about death metal, blast beats and all of that kind of thing like that was pretty new to me. And again, before Blotted Science, I just didn't really listen to that stuff.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah. But from the death metal, I learned that, the musicianship that those guys, it's just unreal. You guys, anybody watching, watch the Cannibal Corpse video, Frantic Disembowelment. It's going to blow your socks off.
Hell
it's
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Definitely.
And Alex definitely shows his virtuoso as a bass player on the Blotted records. He really shines through and says, I mean, obviously with Cannibal, he is a great player, but I'm saying like stepping out of that brutal Cannibal Corpse style into the Blotted Science and really having his own voice on those Blotted records. It's really brought him up further for me as a bass player.
He's a prog nerd though. You can tell like Alex is into the prog. You can definitely see like just from talking to him and just understanding his style. Like he's maybe was prog when he was a kid. He's maybe going back to it now. You don't know, but like he was definitely he writes a lot of that, like the Frantic Disembowelment. He might have wrote that. Like he writes like a lot of the Cannibal stuff that's crazy. It's like, who wrote that? It's fucking Alex, the bass player. You know what I mean? Like
he's the Steve Harris of Cannibal, basically.
Yeah. I don't know if he's had any solos on any Cannibal Corpse CDs, but on the first Blotted Science CD, he has a solo. God, I don't remember the name of the song, but I mean, he's got a little bass feature on that thing, and then on the EP on Vermicular Asphyxiation, he has a real bass solo on that song, and I thought that was kind of cool to put that on there.
Nice.
Definitely.